guys, Ariel over here at Fine Myth, where I am catching up after being gone for quite a while. I'm sure somebody's going to say I look a little sleepy. I have been having long days, but mostly we've got a crazy amount of wildfire smoke in the area. I know we're not the only ones for sure. There's a whole lot of the west buried in smoke, but right now I can't even see the closest mountains, and it definitely is, does make breathing a little hard, and I wake up kind of congested. I think it makes my eyes a little bit puffy. So anyway, I feel fine, other than there's way too much smoke in the air to breathe. But I just wanted to give you guys a little kind of recap of the Homesteading Life Conference I was just at. I know you guys have seen a few videos from there, but I didn't really talk about what happened at the conference, as far as the conference itself. I'm always kind of torn when I'm here and I make plans to go do something, anything, because it sounds like it's going to be fun. I make plans to do so, and then as it gets closer, some part of me thinks, oh, I just would rather stay home. I'm busy here. I like my quiet little place, and so on. But when I go, then I always have fun, and then I think I should do this more often. And then I come home again and think, oh no, I should stay here all the time. So anyway, I just have too many interests in life, and one can't do everything. But I am glad I went. It is fun to just connect with a bunch of other people with, though we all have lots of differences on lots of things, who have some similar interests and plans and goals in life that are in common. And everyone, I mean, there was definitely lots of people there I didn't have time to talk to, but everyone I got to meet and actually sit down and have a chat with was just, you know, amazing people, I think. I had fun. There was, I didn't get time to do videos of all the speakers because some of them I was just so busy listening to that I wasn't able to do everything at once. But if you guys are thinking about doing something like that, I know there's several different homesteading conferences around the country, or coming to this same one next year, that kind of thing. If it is an interest of yours, and especially if you're feeling like you have a lot of friends or neighbors or family who think you're crazy, I do think it can be very beneficial to go hang out with a bunch of other crazy people who have the same kind of craziness and kind of get inspiration and not feel quite so alone. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun to talk to people for that. So they were speakers on healthy plants and genetic modification and soil nutrition and how all that affects things, which fascinates me because obviously I love to garden.
Damage, as Dr. Ted Dukemeyer is showing throughout Canada now on cattle and pigs and poultry. So again, the objective is to make everything as favorable for the plant and as unfavorable or least conducive for the pathogen. And that's our objective, and we can control then our pests.
Mrs. Flower Toomey was there, and her talk was probably the one I was most excited about because learning about herbs and nutrition and herbal medicine and such is all things that just fascinate me and I always want to know more about, and I wish she could have talked for several more hours. But she was super fascinating, and I think she's got a website now, so you can check out her just very, very off-grid up in Vermont, and is not real into a lot of that technological stuff, but I think her husband is helping her get a website so the rest of us can all find her. And I wish she would do a YouTube channel, but she was great to listen to.
She is, I can read off her credentials here. She holds a PhD in holistic health and botanical medicine. She's lived as a homesteader and operator for over 25 years in the mountains of northern Vermont.
Okay. This is one of my beloved favorite plants, American ginseng, also Panax.
Mike over at Big Pond Farms did a very nice talk on why we homestead and kind of shared some of his family's motivations and how they've changed through time and some of the difficulties and successes that they've had as they've transitioned to a different kind of lifestyle. And it's always just inspiring to hear other people, and even though we got different situations and have different challenges and stuff, it's fun to hear that other people encounter challenges too and overcome them and are happy with what they're doing. And they have some adorable children.
Canning, preserving food, growing your own food, woodworking, animal husbandry, sewing, and many other skills that we have lost in our industrialized society.
Dr. Leo had a lot of info on beekeeping. That was another really fascinating one for me because I grew up with bees that my parents kept when I was young, and I have not had any of my own in a long time, and probably not here, but definitely from a little more permanent place. I certainly want to keep honeybees again myself, so listening to a lot of his info and some of the differences on how people in some other countries handle beekeeping and some of the things we've learned about keeping healthier bees and all of that, and preventing some of the hive collapses and some of the problems with the current kind of standard modern American way of beekeeping was really fascinating, and really enjoyed both of his talks.
It's not just the stress of being exposed to the pesticide. It is primarily when you put 1.5 million hives in the same valley. They all mix together, and then the disease spreads like wildfire to all of the colonies, and then they put on tractor trailers and truck back to their homestays, spreading.
I know for next year there is plans to have a riverboat cruise again, which I was able to go on this year. I feel sorry for the folks that couldn't make it on. They sold out of tickets too fast, but I think Doug's going to get the whole boat next year. So if you're going, make sure you buy a ticket for the dinner riverboat cruise, because that was fun. It's just it's good food, a good time to sit down and get to talk to more people, more in depth. See the muddy water. I like my clear water here at home better, and just to enjoy the sunset in the evening and see other barges go by. There was a live band on the boat, and all that stuff was fun. Derek from the Handyman channel had a very good talk on solar and how to do a much bigger solar setup and run pretty much everything electrically, which is not what I do here. I just don't have the weather and the climate and so on to make that real practical, but if that's something you're interested in, I do recommend checking out his channel. He's got tons of info. He does pretty much everything himself and has well-recorded videos of all of his projects and what he's doing and how it's working. So if a bigger solar system where you can actually power more electrical things interests you, I do highly recommend checking out his stuff. He also does rainwater collection and some other things that don't work real well in my snowy spot.
Thermodynamics to keep the water cycling through it and heat it up. And even though electric water heaters, I would not consider them to be very energy efficient in terms of converting electrical energy to heat. They are inexpensive. They're very easy to fix if they ever break down. They require no venting, and they're also very easy to install. One way that I keep my water heater from using too much energy is that I just put it on a timer so that it's not heating water during the nighttime when we don't even need it.
Stacy taught a bunch of hands-on classes on fermenting and brewing kombucha and so on, and I again wasn't able to make it to everything because sometimes things were going on simultaneously and I'm only one person, but she's an excellent teacher. She also did a lot of fun stuff with activities for the children who were there, and so if you've got a family and you're thinking about going, I think you would probably all have fun.
Brought whole cloves, some cayenne pepper, rosemary, whole coriander, and if you don't know what coriander is, it's cilantro. It's just a seed, so if I...
It was so much fun to have a huge crowd of people, like I said, that had common interests and so on, and listen to all the speakers share all their info, and then have another big dinner. We all packed out a restaurant the last evening. Not all of us, I guess, but a big crowd of us packed out a restaurant and had more opportunity to just sit and talk to people, which is something I really enjoy. People ask me if I'm lonely or bored here. I'm not. I very much like my alone time, and I also very much have a lot of friends who come over here, even though you don't see them in all my videos. But I find meeting people fascinating as well, and so it's fun to go do that and then come back to my peace and quiet. It was lots of vendors there with, you know, selling everything from seeds to plants to wood-fired furnaces to hand-dyed wools to sun ovens for solar cooking, and I forget what all else. But anyway, overall it was fun.
Oh, I got a good one. But Noah's gonna get it. One of our first videos we did, we talked about living off grid.
221064.
221064. Winner!
I'm glad I went. Like I said, I'm always torn before I go somewhere. I feel too busy here and want to stay here. And when I'm there, I have fun and think I should do this more often. And I come back here and think, oh no, you should stay here because you're behind on everything. So I'm off to do a bunch of other projects, but kind of wanted to give you a little recap of what the conference looked like, just in case you couldn't make it and were thinking about going next year. I think tickets are already on sale for next year's conference, and I know it's a limited number of seats. So if all that sounds fun or interesting or informational to you, you might want to check that out pretty quickly. And I will be back to regularly scheduled programming here shortly. Oh, I've got some backpacking videos coming up, and then I've got cooking and gardening and all kinds of stuff. As much things as I have time to film and upload, you will see them here. Thanks for watching, folks. If you're interested in more info on my off-grid tiny house life, check out some of my other videos here. And if you like what you're seeing, click the little picture of my house to subscribe and then hit the little bell so YouTube actually notifies you every time there's a new video available. See y'all next time.